He is known as the most talented superstar since the 21st century, and can be called the father of the times in music, film, and literature. Unfortunately, this celebrity is particularly fond of finding excitement. Aerobic climbing to Mount Everest, skiing on Mount Chogory, winged crossing of Tianmen Cave, atmospheric parachute, Ozaki Octthlon. When other fans are still worried about Aido's collapsed house, his fans only worry about whether he is still alive. He hasn't posted on Weibo for 2 days now. Is it time for a banquet? What should I do? Wait online, it's quite urgent. Keywords of the novel. This celebrity has a love for death without pop-ups. This celebrity has a love for death. Download the complete set of TXT, and read the latest chapter on this celebrity's love for death. Chapter 1. Extreme Systems. No. Kill the system. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Extreme Systems. No. Kill the system. Blue Star, Dragon Country, Jiangqing TV station. On the rooftop of the TV station building, a young boy wearing a white T-shirt had a rather strange expression on his face. The boy's name is Xiao Ning, and he is a contracted singer under Hummingbird Entertainment. He doesn't have many outstanding works and has never received the company's attention. Even though he has signed with Hummingbird for a year, he is still completely transparent both inside and outside the industry. Just now, these 2 words suddenly rang out in his mind, ding-dong. Congratulations to the host, you have successfully bound the Extreme Life System. The system will be displayed in the form of a virtual panel before your eyes. You can call up the system panel at any time and communicate with the system with your mind at any time. Following closely, lines of text with a huge amount of information appeared before his eyes. The Extreme Life System has been successfully bound. Xiao Ning, age 23 years old, physical fitness 9.5/10 for healthy adult males, current free skill points 0, current skill level, vocal. Professional, 0/20, car driving. Amateur level, 0 out of 10, piano. Amateur level, 0 out of 10, running. Amateur, 0 out of 10, acting skills. Amateur level, 0 out of 10, dot. Skill levels are divided into amateur, 0/10, professional, 0/20, master, 0/30, hall, 0/40, and Godfather, 0/50, according to the information provided by the system. What Xiao Ning currently knows is that he has obtained a task-type system. Simply put, the system will release some tasks from time to time, and when he successfully completes these tasks, he will receive some system rewards. What makes him look strange at this moment is not the ordinary system settings, but the system itself. In the description of the system, this system called Extreme Life System is an extreme sports type system. The tasks it releases from time to time are all related to extreme sports. Xiao Ning understands the truth, but he is really a singer. Let's not talk about extreme sports and his identity as a singer. Let's talk about extreme sports itself. What is extreme sports? In Xiao Ning's view, extreme sports are killing. In other words, this is a killing system. What kind of loser system? Hello system, can I unbind it? Can't. Once bound, it can never be unbound. What a domineering clause. Is your father surnamed Ma? Just as Xiao Ning continued to communicate with the system in a simple and understandable manner. The beginner task has been released. The beginner task has been issued. Novice task. Go downstairs without protection, task description. From the rooftop of Jiangqing TV station building to the first floor. Task requirement. Task reward. 1. One lottery opportunity, you will randomly receive cultural and entertainment works from Earth. You can choose music, movies, literature, and other categories for the lottery. 2. Improve your physical fitness by 0.5 points. 3. 10 free skill points. Xiao Ning, who was still pondering the unbinding system in the previous moment, was immediately stunned. His gaze fixed on the task reward column. He ignored both physical fitness and skill points, and stared at the keywords, Earth, and Entertainment Works. Entertainment works are easy to understand, and music, literature, movies, and so on all belong to entertainment works. But Xiao Ning doesn't quite understand this Earth. After directly questioning the system in his heart, he received a response that made his breathing slow. Host, Earth and your planet are parallel worlds to each other. The two parallel worlds have roughly the same historical direction, but they are completely different in terms of entertainment and other aspects. The cultural and entertainment works rewarded by the system are all Earth cultural and entertainment works that Blue Star has never appeared before. After digesting and absorbing this information, Xiao Ning fell into a dilemma. The reason why he appears on the TV station is because he is going to participate in the Jiangqing TV program, Strength and Innovation, tonight. In fact, with Xiao Ning's resources in the company, he could never have had the opportunity to showcase himself on stage like this. He was able to get such an opportunity entirely because he picked up a leak and took his dog's luck. The situation can be summarized as follows. The program team of Jiangqing TV station has some internal relationship with Hummingbird Company, and the TV station has already given Hummingbird several top 50 designated spots. Coincidentally, one of these people was unable to participate in the program due to special reasons, but Hummingbird had to find someone to make up for this number. Because of the sudden incident, there were no other candidates, and Xiao Ning became the one who made up for it. Although Xiao Ning was aware that he was just recruited by the company to make up for it, he had been waiting for such an opportunity to showcase himself as a little transparent for a long time. At first, when he found out that he had such an opportunity, he even stayed up all night happily. But after learning the specific details the next day, he remained depressed until now. All of this is because Strength Creator is an original music program. This means that your entries, from lyrics to composition to arrangement, have to be your own. At least in name, it must be yourself. Although Xiao Ning claims to have good singing skills, he never had an original song before, nor was he an original singer or musician. Because he doesn't even know how to write songs. He had only a few songs in his first year of debut, and they were all lyrics and songs that Hummingbird other singers despised and threw at him, so in the end, what he will be singing this time is a song that the company urgently hired a gunman to write. Although the quality of the lyrics and music may not be cut corners, it can also be said to be shoddy. The company gave him such a song, naturally without any expectations or hopes for him, just asking him to come and make up the number. All of this means that once Xiao Ning takes the stage tonight and sings that original song, that was improvised from somewhere, the scene can be described as not only booing, but at least it can also be described as a series of applause. The reason why he appears on the rooftop of the TV station at this moment is also because this matter is too troublesome. He wants to blow some air and try to improve his mood. After sorting out his thoughts for a while, Xiao Ning, who was unwilling to take the stage and make a fool of himself tonight, decided to take a gamble. Just bet that what the system says is true. Bet that the earth music I drew is good enough. After making up his mind, Xiao Ning carefully examined the novice tasks released by the system. As soon as he saw the task content, he was overjoyed. Just going downstairs from the rooftop, just going downstairs. Isn't the system saying that tasks are all related to extreme sports? Is this task related to extreme sports for half a penny? But then again, this is a beginner's task, and it's understandable to make it simpler. I'll finish this task right away. After all, it only takes a few seconds to take the elevator down. Just as Xiao Ning was about to put his thoughts into practice, he suddenly realized that things didn't seem so simple. Task requirements. 1. The task needs to be completed bare-handed without protective measures. 2. Complete the task within 1 hour, otherwise it will be considered abandoned. 3. The host cannot go downstairs through stairs or elevators. Just now, Xiao Ning focused on the task content and rewards, and didn't even pay attention to the task requirements column. The first and second requirements are considered normal requirements. But what the hell is this third requirement? This system intentionally creates a mindset, right? System, your task is to let me go downstairs, right? So, how should I go downstairs without taking stairs or elevators? After a moment, Xiao Ning received an answer that drove him crazy. The difficulty of a beginner's task is extremely low, and there are many ways to complete it, such as you can jump off the building. The system's voice rang out calmly. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Is he playing parkour? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Is he playing parkour? The system's answer cannot be said to be impeccable, at least it can be considered reasonable, well-founded, and convincing. Xiao Ning trembled her eyelids as she walked to the edge of the rooftop and turned her head downwards. I'm not buying it. The Jiangqing TV station building has only 5 floors. Although it is higher than ordinary buildings, the overall height of the building is less than 20 meters. Compared to the surrounding high-rise residential and office buildings, it does not even deserve the title of building. But if you really jump down from this rooftop as the system says, you don't have to think about what the result will be. Even if he just stood on the edge, his heart couldn't help but accelerate. Jumping off a building is definitely not allowed. But as the system says, as long as those 3 task requirements are met, there must be other ways to complete this task. Think about it again, there are still over 50 minutes left until the task is completed. After taking out his phone and glancing at it for a while, Xiao Ning put it back in his pocket and sat near the edge of the rooftop, pondering. In just 1 or 2 minutes, he had already thought of the best solution to complete the task. However, even the so-called best solution carries certain risks. Xiao Ning, who had never encountered such a thing before, spent all her time thinking about it. Even though the actual risk of his operation may not be too high, is it worth risking to exchange those 3 task rewards? Half an hour later. Among the passers-by coming and going around the TV station building, some have already noticed something abnormal upstairs. Hey, look, there seems to be someone sitting on the top edge of the roof. That's true, but maybe it's a worker who repairs something, right? How could there be a repairman dressed so cleanly? Those people who drive Cadillac to the bathhouse for repairs are not all very clean. They even specialize in repairing large headlights. When has it been? Are you still playing jokes here? I'm thinking that person might not be able to take it easy. At first, only a few people were discussing, but as more and more people stopped and looked up, the nature of the gourd-eating crowd to watch the excitement was completely stimulated. In a short time, a group had already formed under the TV station building. What's the situation? That person is going to jump off the building. It looks like we're going to jump off a building. Why can't you take it so young? To be honest, that person looks a bit familiar to me, but I just can't remember who it is. Do you have this feeling? A bit familiar, like I've seen it somewhere before, like a celebrity. When people were discussing, a TV station staff member happened to pass by. After seeing the situation upstairs, they took out their phone and zoomed 50 times to take a look at it. Then they were shocked and said, "He's a singer under Hummingbird Entertainment. I remember him. His name is Xiao Ning. Still a singer. What song does he sing? How come I haven't heard of it? 18-line singer, right? When you say that, I can't remember what song he sang. But I know. This person named Xiao Ning seems to be on our program tonight. Ah. He's going on a show tonight and he's going to jump off a building now. We need to persuade him." As more and more onlookers gather, people's voices also become louder. Xiao Ning, who had been hesitating for a while, also noticed the abnormality downstairs. "Hey. Young man. What's up for discussion? Don't do anything foolish. Young man. It's not easy for you to grow up so big. If you don't think about yourself, you also have to think about your parents. Brother. There are no obstacles in life that cannot be overcome. Don't mess around. Dude. If you run out of money, you can earn it. If you run out of women, you can look for them again. If you run out of life, you'll have nothing left. One persuasion after another echoed into Xiao Ning's ears, leaving him with a bewildered expression. Although he didn't initially understand the situation, he pondered his own position, combined with the urgent expressions and persuasive words on people's faces, and quickly clarified his mind. Originally, Xiao Ning was already making the final mental preparations in his heart. In just 1 or 2 minutes, he would start the task, but when he found that a group of people downstairs were paying attention to him now, he had already started to beat the drum of retreat. Why don't we just forget about it? Although doing that is not a risk level compared to jumping off a building, after all, there are still so many people watching below now. Xiao Ning had just thought of this when a loud shout came from downstairs. That. Xiao. What did Xiao do? Me. I love listening to your songs the most. Especially that one. What was that called? Forget it. Anyway. Don't take it too hard. As the first kind-hearted person who wanted to dissuade Xiao Ning from jumping off the building spoke, more and more similar voices began to sound. I'm also your fan. I'm still waiting for you to release a new album. Don't do anything foolish. The single you posted before was really beautiful. Although I don't know what you've encountered. But with such talent, you will definitely become famous in the future. Don't give up on your music career. Xiao Ning. I've been your fan for 10 years. Please. You must be good. Xiao Ning. I'm still waiting for your concert. I am your fan. Xiao Ning felt like she was numb. New album. He doesn't even have an old album, he never released an album at all. Did a single sound good before? He doesn't even listen to those bad songs given to him by the company himself, 10-year-old fan. He has just debuted for a year. Hold a concert. Even if the company is really willing to hold a concert for him, and he can count all his songs with just one slap, can he hold a concert for about 10 minutes? Xiao Ning is very self-aware of her own situation. He is just an 18-tier transparent singer with less than 1,000 internet anti-cloud fans. The people downstairs were simply trying to persuade him to do something foolish with such words out of kindness. For everyone's spontaneous behavior, Xiao Ning's emotions are quite complex at this time. He was grateful for the kindness of these people, but also felt discouraged by their kindness. I have been in the industry for a year now, however, it's not much different from when I didn't debut. Nothing. Tonight is my first chance to appear on stage, and I have to sing a trash song to embarrass myself on screen. This kind of life. It was quite a failure. Spell it. Standing on the edge of the rooftop, Xiao Ning suddenly made up her mind and silently took a step forward. And this step directly caused a momentary silence around the TV station building. Everyone's heart seems to have suddenly stopped. In everyone's eyes, they are about to witness the fall of a fresh life. However, what actually happened was Xiao Ning, who was stepping forward, firmly grasped a metal pipe at the edge of the rooftop, and then began to move downwards bit by bit. When he reached the end of this section of the pipe, he strode across to the empty air conditioning shelf next to him, and then extended his foot again to explore the next section of the pipe. 5 floors. 4 floors. 3 layers. Using pipes, air conditioning shelves, window sills, and other locations as fulcrums, Xiao Ning slowly climbed down the exterior walls of the building layer by layer. And the onlookers downstairs have long been collectively bewildered. I haven't seen jumping off a building before. After waiting for a while, I'm ready to see someone jump off a building. Isn't he going to jump off a building? What is he doing now? Is there a possibility that he is playing parkour? End of this chapter. Chapter 3. Congratulations to the host. You have obtained a children's song. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. Congratulations to the host. You have obtained a children's song. Under the Jiangqing TV station building. People were staring blankly at the figure on the exterior wall of the building. The person who was just thought by everyone to be about to jump off a building and commit suicide is currently undergoing some inexplicable actions that make their hearts race. Sometimes I pull on the windowsill, sometimes I pull on the water pipe, and sometimes I step on the air conditioning shelf. Although his every step seems a bit slow and sometimes even a bit clumsy, he is indeed descending layer by layer from the rooftop. Squat down from the air conditioning shelf located on the second floor, try to reach the connection bracket of the metal pipe with your feet, then hold the pipe with both hands and slowly move downwards, finally reaching out to touch the windowsill on the first floor. Xiao Ning took a deep breath and jumped directly from the windowsill to the ground, amidst the bewildered, puzzled, or shocked gazes of everyone. Even though there are many things outside the TV station building that can be used as climbing points, it is still the first time he has taken such an adventure since he was born. If it weren't for the words of the people below that he had just been provoked, he would probably have hesitated for a long time before taking the first step. But there are some things that you never know how you will feel if you don't try. Xiao Ning tapped the ground with her feet and felt the weight of the Mother Earth. She let out a soft breath. Now I want to come. This matter is not really dangerous or difficult, it just requires courage. I understand all the principles. But Tmo almost scared to pee just now. Although he never felt timid, the operation just now was definitely the boldest one in his life. Just this once. Just this once. We must never die like this again in the future. Xiao Ning, who looked calm in the eyes of the bewildered onlookers, slowly wiped the cold sweat from his forehead. The process is indeed thrilling with some excitement, but fortunately the result is good. He went downstairs barehanded without any safety measures, and completed the descent within an hour without taking stairs or elevators. All three requirements have been met, and the task has been completed. At this moment, a series of system prompts sounded in Xiao Ning's mind. Ding dong. Congratulations, host. You have completed the beginner task. You have received rewards for beginner tasks. You have received a lottery opportunity. Your physical fitness has improved by 0.5 points. You have obtained 10 free skill points. Almost as these system prompts sounded, Xiao Ning keenly sensed subtle changes in his body, which could only be brought about by a 0.5 point improvement in physical fitness. However, he himself couldn't quite explain the specific subtle changes for a moment. According to the system, my previous physical fitness was 9.5 points, which should be in a sub-healthy state. Now it is at the 10-point level of adult healthy males. Thinking of this, Xiao Ning's thoughts came to a sudden halt. It is a fact that the body has improved slightly, but the improvement is also limited. Compared to this aspect, he is now more concerned about the lottery opportunity that the system rewards him. As he was about to start the lottery directly, a middle-aged man's voice rang from beside him. Young man, are you okay? Looking at the uncle's concerned gaze, followed by a glance at the other onlookers with different expressions around him, Xiao Ning awkwardly coughed twice. He opened his mouth, only to find that he really didn't know what to say. After all, no matter what they say, these people probably won't understand what they did just now. You can't tell others that you're doing a task, can you? I'm fine. So what, I have something to do, I'll leave first. Go, go, go. If you don't know how to explain, don't explain. With this in mind, Xiao Ning quickly walked towards the front door of the TV station building. Are you okay or something? As Xiao Ning hurriedly left, Uncle and the other onlookers around him looked bewildered. On the third floor of Jiangqing TV station building, in a certain lounge. System lottery, your current available number of lucky draws. 1. You can specify a category for this draw. Sitting on the sofa, Xiao Ning directly pulled out the sub-panel of the Music Classification Lottery from the lottery panel. Then he took a deep breath and issued a command to the system. System, I want a lottery. Lucky draw successful. Ding dong. Congratulations on getting a nursery rhyme from Earth. Ding dong. The corresponding song has been distributed to the system repository, you can check it at any time. Xiao Ning was stunned. Children's songs. Children's songs. I was so exhausted just now, risking my life to pull on the exterior wall. I just exchanged it for a nursery rhyme. Did you intentionally do it in the system? Xiao Ning, who was stunned, just thought in her heart, and the sound of the system followed closely. Hello host. The system lottery is completely random, and the music you win depends entirely on your luck. Is my luck so bad? Xiao Ning opened the system warehouse in a daze. The system repository interface is like the item bar of some games, composed of many grids. At this moment, except for the first compartment, everything in the warehouse was empty, and on the first compartment, a few words were prominently written. Lone Hero. Is this the title of that nursery rhyme? Xiao Ning always felt something strange, because in his opinion, such a 3-character song title should not be a children's song in theory. What should a nursery rhyme be? The feeling of having to go to the bathroom by myself starting today. With confusion, he opened the Lone Brave. Several options have popped up. They are, play, audio individual track, lyrics and score files, and, brief introduction to songs. Author's note. The track includes accompaniment, don't ask where the accompaniment comes from anymore, he didn't rush to listen to this song, but instead opened the introduction to it first. Lonely Warrior, original song. Eason, writing. Composition and arrangement. System review. On that day, after the accompaniment of the Lone Brave was played in a certain elementary school, tens of thousands of loud and innocent songs were sung throughout the school. Love You Walking Alone in the Dark Alley. Xiao Ning, who was already confused enough, was filled with question marks after watching these things. The accompaniment sounded and tens of thousands of elementary school students sang together, right? Is it really a nursery rhyme? But the 3 words lonely and brave don't have the taste of children either. Feeling inexplicable, Xiao Ning directly clicked on, play, this time. As soon as the prelude sounded, he froze like an old monk. The drum beats and orchestral movements that followed closely made his eyebrows unconsciously furrow slightly. Then, deep and thick voices rang out. All. It's brave. The wound on your forehead, you're different, your mistake. After the final accompaniment stopped, Xiao Ning, who was fully immersed in this song, didn't even notice a line of systematic text passing by in front of him. After playing, the host has learned the song. At this moment, the song seemed to already exist in his memory, with every note, instrument, paragraph, and even every word of the lyrics in the accompaniment as if he already knew it. Even though there was no singing in his ears and the final piano melody had disappeared, he was still trapped in this song. It has to be said that this song, which is systematically defined as a nursery rhyme, has already given Xiao Ning some small earth shock. This can't be a nursery rhyme at all. He instinctively hummed a section of the chorus. I love you walking alone in the dark alley. Love you without kneeling. I have loved you before facing despair. Not willing to cry. After a brief silence, Xiao Ning, who was originally sitting on the sofa, suddenly stood up. His expression was full of surprises. If it's considered a nursery rhyme, this special meow. So now most of Blue Star's songs are all special lullabies. If we sing this song on tonight's program, it's definitely possible. Sitting back on the sofa, Xiao Ning listened to The Lone Brave more than 10 times in a row, which he had already fully learned. Until his phone rang. The note displayed on the screen is: Agent Lu Weiwei. The phone is connected. Xiao Ning. You've caused a big trouble. Where are you now? End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Has the student gone crazy? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Is this song really written by him in Chapter 5? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Is this song really written by him in Chapter 5? You said that music is both your hobby and your dream. You must achieve your music dream in your lifetime, do you remember? Promise me, no matter what, never give up on your dreams. No matter what kind of low point you are experiencing, you cannot give up on yourself. Only in this way can there be hope, can you understand? After saying these words, watching Xiao Ning nod her head obediently, Lu Weiwei pondered that her mental state might not be as exaggerated as what was said online, but she still had to see a psychologist. However, even if she wanted to see a doctor, she had to wait until after today's program ended. She furrowed her brows again and said seriously, the company leaders just called me, saying that it was because today's incident had caused negative impact and public opinion on the company, and they were shouting about terminating the contract. However, I have temporarily blocked it for you. Xiao Ning, you have to promise me that there won't be any more mistakes in tonight's program, and I won't be fooling around in the next few days. If there's any more problem, even I can't help you block it anymore. If the contract is really terminated, then don't even talk about music dreams. You'll even have problems eating, understand? Xiao Ning nodded at Lu Weiwei. All of what Lu Weiwei said. He can understand everything, and after reading the comments from netizens online, he can also understand the reaction from the company leadership. If he has a certain level of fame and the same thing happens, the company will not only not bring up any termination matters, but will also do its best to help him. But he is just a little transparent with no background, not bringing benefits to the company, but also causing some trouble for the company. A kick is the most appropriate. I understand all the principles. But over the past year, the hummingbird hasn't given me much resources. It's really not giving the horses grass, and they want the horses to run away. Dog capital. Although he was cursing in his heart, Xiao Ning knew that he couldn't leave the company for a while now. Not to mention the music industry, the entire entertainment industry of Blue Star is like this. Even if you have great abilities, without a large company as a platform, your abilities cannot be displayed in front of others. This is the rule of the Blue Star entertainment industry. If he really terminates the contract with the company, he won't even have the opportunity to lose face on tonight's program. It's like he wants to lose face and has nowhere to lose. I don't know if that Earth is like this, but anyway, our Blue Star is just like this. After feeling deeply moved, Xiao Ning suddenly realized that she had been surrounded by Lu Weiwei. What kind of class are you sitting here listening to my senior sister? Lonely warriors. This is what I should tell my senior sister. After realizing it, Xiao Ning looked at Lu Weiwei's unhappy face and tried to squeeze out a smile to speak. So what, senior sister? In fact, a different way of thinking, as you just said, isn't it that some netizens say this is a hype between the company and me? In a sense, I think this is indeed a successful hype that has brought in some traffic, right? They often say that black and red are also red, right? Lu Weiwei was taken aback for a moment, and then said with a hint of anger, not to mention that this matter has indeed caused a negative impact on the company. As you said, it is true that black and red are also red, but what identity are you? You are a singer. If you want to be red, it can be based on your work. Xiao Ning. What's wrong with you? Over the past year, why can't you even distinguish right from wrong? Do you also want to learn from certain artists in the future, to engage in scandals and infidelity? Do you want to use this to gain public attention and gain traffic? In the company, I am your agent, not in the company, I am your senior sister. Xiao Ning, do you want to become the kind of person that senior sister hates the most now? Looking at Lu Weiwei, it seemed like she was really angry. Just to open up the topic, Xiao Ning quickly stopped and said, I'm joking. Sister Wei. Don't be angry yet. With so many people in our company, I admire you because we have the same values. I will never touch those vulgar things, cough. After saying these words, Lu Weiwei was about to vent her anger when Xiao Ning suddenly slapped her thigh, startling her. And by the way, your earlier statement hit the nail on the head. As a singer, you have to rely on your work to become famous. To be honest, I actually have a recently written song. I've been thinking about it for a while these past few days, and I think the quality of the song the company gave me is just too average. I've been thinking about singing my own recently written song tonight, and you're here right now. Let's discuss it together. Just now, Lu Weiwei, who was still angry, was a bit stunned. She then frowned and touched Xiao Ning's forehead as if she had changed her face. I don't have a fever either. I thought you had a cold, fever, and confusion on the rooftop due to the strong wind. You have been specializing in vocal music in your college years. Although I am several years older than you, I have carefully inquired about your situation before. When did you learn to write songs? Xiao Ning didn't answer the question directly. Instead, he asked the system to copy the accompaniment audio onto his phone while speaking. Senior sister, Jiangqing TV happens to have a recording studio. Before answering your question, why don't I go and try the sound first? Can you listen first? More than 10 minutes later. A recording studio at Jiangqing TV station. Xiao Ning put on listening headphones in the recording studio. Across the glass window, there was Lu Weiwei, who was wearing headphones and half skeptical and half confused, as well as a recording studio staff member. After inputting the accompaniment that Xiao Ning had just sent to him on WeChat into the computer, the staff spoke into the microphone and said, Teacher Xiao, the accompaniment is already in place. Just give me a gesture when you are ready. Xiao Ning took a deep breath and then made a gesture of yes. Accompaniment playback. The cello plays a slightly slower but gradually more rapid melody, with the drumbeats following closely behind, and as the rhythm accelerates, the emotions expressed by the melody progress layer by layer. Just a prelude. Both Lu Weiwei and the staff were stunned. This prelude has already brought them some shock. Even though Xiao Ning, who was slightly closing her eyes at this moment, had not yet spoken, their heartstrings were already moved by the melody of this song. Compared to the staff who were unaware of the specific situation, Lu Weiwei's thoughts were much more complex at this time. A completely unfamiliar prelude, just the prelude makes people feel an inexplicable touch and impact. I'm pretty sure, I've never heard such a melody before, not even a similar one. Is this really, as Xiao Ning said, his latest original work? She hasn't had time to think much yet. The melody, which was originally gradually rising in emotions, suddenly came to an abrupt end in an instant, appearing pale. Many piano melodies appeared very naturally. Immediately after, Xiao Ning's voice rang out. All. He is brave. Dot. Dot. I love you walking alone in the dark alley. Dot. Dot. Who says those who stand in the light are considered heroes? The song is finished in one piece. Xiao Ning's expression was solemn, he took a deep breath, and casually wiped away the slight sweat on his forehead with a piece of paper. Across from the glass. He looked at Xiao Ning's staff with a big mouth and an incredulous expression. And Lu Weiwei, who had been completely bewildered for a while without saying a word, was completely bewildered. Despite this, her gaze towards Xiao Ning on the inside of the glass was as if she had discovered such a rare treasure, staring at him with bright eyes. If you sing this song, tonight's elimination show, Xiao Ning can easily enter the top 30. There will definitely be no problem. Thinking of this, Lu Weiwei's expression suddenly changed and her eyebrows furrowed. It's not without problems either. At present, the only issue is, when did Xiao Ning learn to write songs? Such a catchy song. Did he really write it? Starting 2 shifts today. Hope everyone continues to read. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Creativity requires inspiration. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 7. Does he seem to be singing something very new? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Does he seem to be singing something very new? Xiao Ning opened his eyes and looked at the young man beside him who was smiling at him. He greeted him with a smile and said, "Hello, senior brother Qian." A long-haired young man named Zhen, dressed in gorgeous performance costumes and possessing artistic style, graduated from the same music college as Xiao Ning, 2 terms older than him. Before, Xiao Ning had some interaction with her partner when she was studying, but after graduation, she became the most promising new singer under Hummingbird Entertainment, and the two had almost no connection. Later, when Xiao Ning graduated, Zhen, who had been in the industry for 2 years, had already gained some fame and could be considered a popular singer who often made singles on the charts. Although they both belonged to the Hummingbird Company, they had little contact, whether in public or private. Coincidentally, this time Zhen also participated in the program Strength Creator, and was considered the most promising singer among the company's several artists to win the championship. At this moment, Zhen was already sitting on the sofa next to Xiao Ning, with several assistants pinching his shoulders and pounding his legs to pour water. "What's that? Earlier today, I saw that you seemed to have done something unusual. At that time, I thought you not only had to give up this opportunity to come on stage, but also couldn't bear to think about it. I was really worried at the time. I was planning to come over from the set to see you, was it okay?" Xiao Ning shook her head and smiled, "It's okay." Zhen smiled lightly and said, "I think so too. Xiao Shidi not only sings well, but he is also quite clever. When he was in school, I thought so. According to my ideas. Your recent release should be a rather unique way of hype. It seems that the video has exceeded 200,000 views now." Xiao Ning did not answer, but still maintained a shallow smile on her face. Zhen didn't react much to this and continued to laugh. "I heard from my assistant that you even changed the competition track temporarily. Is this the song you changed to, or did you write it yourself? Senior brother is only 2 years older than you. Back then, we played basketball together on the court. Why haven't we ever heard of you writing songs? What song did you write?" "Humph, give it to senior brother to listen to." When Zhen was about to continue speaking, a bustling person rushed in outside the lounge, noticeably the staff member who had been in the recording studio with Xiao Ning Liu Weiwei before. "Teacher Xiao, is Teacher Xiao there?" After catching a glimpse of Xiao Ning on the sofa, the staff quickly walked over and handed him a piece of paper with a smile on their face. "Teacher Xiao, please check if there is any problem with the lyrics. I will put them on the teleprompter later," they said. "If there are no issues, as you are the first to appear today, there are still 20 minutes left until the start. You can come with me to the backstage to prepare for the wait." Xiao Ning took the paper and glanced at it, then returned it to the other party. "No problem. So what, senior brother Qian, I'm going to the waiting area first. As for what song I'm singing, you'll know later." After politely bidding farewell to Zhen, Xiao Ning followed the staff out of the lounge and walked towards the TV station stage. After the two of them left, Zhen's expression did not change much, and he still wore a calm smile on his face. In fact, the words he just asked Xiao Ning didn't have much subjective malice. After graduation, he and Xiao Ning faced different situations and had completely different statuses, and their mentality was also completely different. As he said, in the past, when playing basketball while studying, I might have thought of Xiao Ning as a friend, but now he, like Xiao Ning, who is as transparent as 18 lines, has completely ignored him. I just happened to meet Xiao Ning here, and I was a bit curious when my assistant mentioned Xiao Ning pulling the exterior wall, so I just casually asked. Why did Xiao Ning hype up in such a clumsy way that he didn't care, and why did he suddenly change songs? He didn't care either. After all, the other party was just a temporary member of the company to make up for a round of travel, and it has nothing to do with him. The only thing that surprised Zhen a bit was the staff member who just came in and called Xiao Ning Teacher Xiao. He also knows that person. Previously, when recording programs on TV, they were also responsible for auditions and other things. In theory, as an internal staff member of the TV station, this guy is also considered a veteran employee. What kind of celebrity has he never seen before? Why is he so good at Xiao Ning's small and transparent attitude? Zhen's doubts were quickly dispelled by himself. Perhaps they have a naturally kind personality. But then again, at least Xiao Ning also graduated from the same school as me. Now that he is so down and out, if I, as a senior brother, don't give him a hand, I'm afraid there will be some gossip from the outside world in the future. Thinking of these things in his heart, Zhen closed his eyes and pondered in his mind. More than 10 minutes later, the figures of the two hosts of the program, Strength Creator, had already appeared on the large screen in the lounge. At this point, some of the contestants in the lounge who had a higher playing order had also been invited by the program team to wait backstage. As the program was about to officially start, Zhen slowly opened her eyes, glanced at the large screen in the lounge, and then casually said to an assistant beside her, Xiao Wang, is the number of backup singers for next month's concert still undecided? Assistant Xiao Wang pinched Zhen's arm and replied, Brother Zhen, we're not completely sure yet. Later, you can give Lu Weiwei a call and tell her that I can have Xiao Ning accompany her to sing and show her face at my concert. Upon hearing this, Assistant Xiao Wang nodded repeatedly and flattered, Brother Zhen is still kind-hearted. He never forgets to reward the younger generation with food even after achieving success and fame. Zhen slapped Xiao Wang's hand casually and couldn't help but say, what are you talking nonsense about? Have you achieved success and fame? I'm far away. Although my new song has entered the top 10 on the internet's new song chart, I will hold a concert in Jiangxing next month, and my new album is also about to be released. His voice gradually grew louder, to the point where everyone in the lounge was attracted. But is this considered success and fame? Yes, I have some fame, but are there fewer people in the entire circle who are more famous than me? To achieve success and fame, one must rely on one's strength to speak, one must rely on awards to speak, one must rely on popularity and reputation to speak, and one must rely on the music itself to speak. What are you talking about when you don't even bother with your Chinese characters? Keep a low profile and never forget your original intention, understand? Assistant Xiao Wang and the others were all stunned. Although everything Zhen said was true, such a blatant way of pretending was indeed a bit deliberate, but he seemed to still enjoy the feeling of pretending. When everyone was still stunned, Zhen spoke again. Besides, Xiao Ning is also at least a contracted artist for us Hummingbird. You even call him by his first name as a little assistant. What kind of food will he be rewarded for? Who will he be rewarded for? Xiao Ning and I are classmates who graduated from school. Do you know that? We just need to help each other. Assistant Xiao Wang's heart skipped a beat when Zhen was capricious. While feeling regretful for flattering him, he smiled pleasantly at Zhen and said, yes, Zhen is right, help each other. The interaction between the two attracted the majority of attention in the lounge, but Zhen was in the limelight. Whether it was other contestants or staff, they only glanced here, and no one dared to discuss anything here. At this moment, on the large screen in the lounge, Xiao Ning, holding a microphone and wearing a simple performance uniform, had already walked to the center of the stage to introduce the opening remarks before singing. Soon, the originally bright lights around the stage dimmed. A tight cello sound sounded, with the drum inserted. Just like several judges frowning at the same time on stage, the contestants waiting on stage and everyone in the lounge, including Zhen, all frowned together. This kind of layering and increasing emotional expression as a prelude is not a common method in the Blue Star music industry. Just when everyone was curious or puzzled, the prelude, which was originally considered passionate, suddenly came to a halt. At the same time as the string and drum beat stopped, faint piano notes were released, and voices echoed along with the scale. All. It's brave. The original, passionate, feeling was like being pressed the pause button, and a slow and deep voice appeared, but it did not make people feel any discomfort. As a singer, Xiao Ning's approach was quite natural, with a feeling of slowing down from excitement to low, without any sense of abruptness. Just this one sentence has caused many accidents in life. A judge in front of the stage has already given a review in his mind. It's a rare way for the prelude to cut into the main song, but unexpectedly it sounds good and catchy. Although Zhen was arrogant, it must be said that he still had some musical ability. Even if Xiao Ning only sang the previous point, he had already realized in the dark that things were not simple. He seems to be singing a kind of something very new. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. You are the hero. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. You are the hero. At the same time that Zhen had such thoughts in his heart, Xiao Ning's singing had reached a position close to the first chorus. They said they want to tame every monster with light, they said they want to sew up your wound, and no one loves clowns. Why loneliness cannot be honorable, only imperfect people deserve praise. Who says that being covered in mud is not considered a hero? This section of the song once again reminded Zhen of the progressive emotions conveyed by the accompaniment at the beginning of the song. Compared to the simple accompaniment, this section with such lyrics has already shocked him in his heart and risen to a new height for this song. Just when Zhen thought that the first half of the main song had already surprised him quite a bit, Xiao Ning reached the first chorus section. I love you walking alone in the dark alley, love you without kneeling, I have loved you and faced despair, not willing to cry for a while, love your tattered clothes but dare to block the gun of fate, love you so much like me, the gaps are all the same. When the first chorus was finished, the four judges in front of the stage no longer thought about how to rate the song, but were completely immersed in the emotions expressed by the melody and lyrics. And the attitudes of the other contestants who originally didn't take Xiao Ning seriously and didn't even know who he was now have become quite complicated. Black Horse. Where did this come from? How could Hummingbird Entertainment still hide such a skill? Xiao Ning has been unknown since his debut for a year, and that's all he's waiting for today. I understand the truth, but this is just a 50 to 30 elimination round. There's no need to use such a big move, is there? Although I am also a contestant and have a competitive relationship with Xiao Ning, I have to say that his song is really good. How could he write a song? I've never heard of it before, but it's still of this quality. Oh my God. What's up with Hummingbird Entertainment? Such a talented person, how can he still be from an unknown place? Is their company's top management Sandcoin? I won't say anything about the invincible arrangement, but the lyrics. Lyrics. These lyrics are also so touching. I used to find the title of the song, Lone Hero, inexplicable, but now I finally know what these three words mean. The voices of the contestants were constantly echoing from the backstage and lounge. Compared to others. At this point, Zhen, who was relatively familiar with Xiao Ning, was much more moved. He even felt a slight daze on his face as he listened. Zhao's singing skills are not inferior to mine. I have always been aware of this. His flaw lies in his lack of proficiency in lyrics and composition, and his inability to create original works. This song has never been heard of before, so it must be an original work. Xiao Shidi's small transparency can only be brought out because this is the song he wrote. Did Xiao Ning's original ability turn out to be so strong? My Nima is so terrifying. I haven't heard of Timiao's before either. With such strength, it's only a matter of time before he gets angry, but why hasn't this guy been showing off before? As he thought about these things in his heart, he suddenly remembered something and quickly grabbed his assistant Xiao Wang's collar, saying, "Why didn't you call Lu Weiwei and ask Xiao Ning to sing for me?" Xiao Wang looked bewildered and said, I've already fought. Qian Zhen's eyebrows trembled and he cursed out loud, "I'll kick your lungs." If it weren't for this song, The Lone Brave, he would have shown his demeanor as a senior brother to the outside world, and it would be reasonable for Xiao Ning to accompany him. But now it's different. A keen musical intuition is telling Qian Zhen that after tonight, Xiao Ning is very likely to become popular. He is not sure how popular he is at the moment, but based solely on this song, he believes that Xiao Ning has a certain chance of achieving success in the future that is no less than him. Xiao Ning, who can write this song, even though the level of other works is not as high, how can they be inferior? To promote the current Xiao Ning, if someone were to go to their own concerts backing choir as a backing singer, even if it sounds good, it would be Qian Zhen suppressing Xiao Ning. To put it bluntly, this is deliberately teasing others. Although Qian Zhen likes to pretend to be pushy when he has nothing to do, he is not a brainless fool. At least he has been debuting for over 3 years, and his intuition in dealing with people tells him that before Xiao Ning meets Lu Weiwei, he must immediately clarify the misunderstanding with her. Qian Zhen didn't even bother to continue listening to this song, The Lone Brave. He ordered Xiao Wang in a hurry, "Quick, give me my phone." Taking the phone, he directly dialed Lu Weiwei's number. After a beep, the other person hung up the phone directly. Qian Zhen is not doing well as a whole. If the other party hung up the phone with assistant Xiao Wang, that's fine, but he called Lu Weiwei with his own phone. Although Lu Weiwei is not my agent, it is absolutely impossible that she did not save my number. At least I am also his junior, and she wouldn't even blackmail me, would she? Why did you hang up on me? Is it? She has already determined that I am deliberately teasing Xiao Ning. In Qian Zhen's opinion, being hung up on the phone right now is not a good situation. Nowadays, it is definitely much better for him to maintain a good relationship with Xiao Ning than not to deal with him. Watching Xiao Ning still singing passionately on the big screen and Qian Zhen with complex emotions, she was already thinking about waiting for Xiao Ning to finish and personally go to the other party to explain this matter. On site of the program, Strength Creation. After hastily handing over and handling the matter of the other artist in hand, Lu Weiwei rushed to Jiangqing TV station without stopping. When Xiao Ning had just finished singing the first chorus, she happened to come to the back of the audience on stage. The phone in hand vibrated, as if someone had called. However, Lu Weiwei hung up without even looking. At this moment, in her eyes, she only appeared on a decent stage for the first time, fully showcasing her figure. Xiao Ning's singing is still ongoing. Do you want to go? Do you deserve it? This tattered cloak wore. With the most humble dream to the sobs and roars of the dark night who says that only those standing in the light are considered heroes. Below the online live broadcast room of Jiangqing TV, the instantly updated comments are refreshing rapidly. Sleeping in bed. This part is simply amazing. I am now full of blood. What kind of divine is Xiao Ning? Why haven't you heard of him before? Strong invincibility. This song is too catchy. No. It's even brainwashing. Did you hear that? There seems to be an English voice in the accompaniment. You are the hero. Zhang Jian is a grassroots police officer. His daily work, except for a very small part of the time he goes to some hotels to scan colors, the vast majority of the time is spent on trivial yet busy tasks. These small things are like helping this person find their lost phone, bringing them home to those who are drunk and lying on the roadside, educating people who walk their dogs without tying ropes in the park, and advising young girls who run away from home. He, who graduated from the police academy, planned his future blueprint for himself at that time, which was to become a criminal police officer. A police officer who could investigate major cases and punish criminals. When he first became a grassroots police officer, the huge sense of difference hit him deeply, but fortunately, he has also adapted to it for so many years. He also understands that social security, normal operation of society, and the general public all require grassroots police officers like him. Nevertheless, in his busy idol, Zhen occasionally feels a little disappointed. He has always been steadfast in his beliefs. But sometimes he also thinks, how many people can truly understand the hardships and tears of grassroots police officers like himself, and the things he has put in for them. What people care more about seems to be those big heroes in front of the stage, those who work hard behind the scenes, often invisible to others. It's finally over. Just as Zhen brought back an elderly person who had been lost due to dementia, he opened the door of the co-pilot of the police car. A colleague in the driver's seat handed Zhen a bowl of freshly brewed instant noodles and said, "Tonight, there is a heavy flow of people on Linjiang Road. The office asked us not to go back yet to avoid running out later. Let's finish the street patrol." Zhen nodded and opened the car radio while removing the foam cover. As a grassroots police officer in a bustling street police station, he doesn't have much free time in the day. During meals like this, he usually listens to music to relax and focus better on his future work. After randomly selecting a frequency with music, Zhen held a fork in his left hand and took out his right hand. Just as he was about to start eating noodles, he suddenly paused. Similarly, there was a colleague who opened the car window to dispel the smell of instant noodles. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Art enthusiasts have some small quirks. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Art enthusiasts have some small quirks. They said they were going to quit your madness, like wiping away dirt. They said they wanted to climb up the stairs at the cost of bowing their heads. Then let me not ride the wind. You are equally proud of that solitary courage who said that ordinary players are not considered heroes in chess. Zhen listened to this song in a daze before using a fork to pick up noodles and deliver them to his mouth. While eating, he muttered, "This song is quite good. I've never heard it before." My colleague nodded in recognition. Both of them are earnestly appreciating songs that they don't even know the title of now. Until this whole song is sung. Are you going? Go. With the most humble dream war. With the most lonely and lofty dream to the sobs and roars of the dark night who says that only those standing in the light are considered heroes. Perhaps the taste of instant noodles was a bit strong, and Zhen spiced his eyes and wiped the corners of his eyes. My colleague suddenly applauded without warning, "What a hero. Who says standing in the light is a hero? This song is great. It's written well. It's also sung well. It's very good." After saying these words, he turned his head to look at Zhen, whose eyes were slightly red. He was momentarily taken aback, and then laughed heartily, saying, "Old Zhang, do you think we can be heroes?" Zhen listened happily and finished his last bite of noodles, saying, "Are we too?" Counted a bear. My colleague laughed heartily and instinctively lit a cigarette, saying, "However, this song has a solitary and brave flavor, unknown, silently giving. It's really similar to us, right? What are we working overtime every day for so hard? Isn't it just a matter of being brave for the people? Why aren't we heroes? We're just heroes, just nameless heroes." Indeed. Zhen nodded as he opened the car door and prepared to throw away the instant noodle box. It's a pity that we don't even know the title of this song. Go back and ask the people in the office. This beautiful song must not be sung by some unknown person, it must be a work by some big star, it's just that we haven't heard it before. Just as my colleague finished speaking, the car intercom rang out, "There's a new police situation. Please come near Linjiang Road." The car door had already been opened, and Zhen, who even took a step with his feet, reflexively closed the door and placed the instant noodle box under his feet. My colleague beside me has already completed shifting gears and started the car. The warning lights flickered and gradually faded away, disappearing at the main entrance of this residential community and into the pitch-black night. As if it had never appeared before. But the melody and lyrics of the song, "The Lone Brave," have been firmly imprinted in the hearts of two grassroots police officers. Not just them. At this moment, viewers who watch and listen to the program Strength Creator through various means are all infected and impressed by the song. After Xiao Ning finished singing the last line of the lyrics on stage and the sound of the cello connecting the beginning and end appeared, various discussions were completely overwhelming both in reality and on the internet. I'm joie. This song is so special. I swear. This is the best song I've ever heard this year. No one. The melody catches the ear. The lyrics pierce the heart. Who the hell is Xiao Ning? Why haven't you heard of such a powerful original singer before? Xiao Ning must be hot. What I said. He can create a song like "The Lone Brave." Why doesn't he be hot? Brothers. I didn't watch the show just now. Can anyone provide a video connection? Brother, kneel down and listen to the whole song. I just want to say. This song is enough to make Xiao Ning deity. I understand the truth. But why did Xiao Ning, the big shot, come out with such a terrible song in the 50.30 competition? Does he have something even more ruthless? When people are rushing to express their thoughts. Jiangqing TV station, live on the program Strength and Entrepreneurship. After the final accompaniment came to a sudden halt, deafening applause erupted from the audience. Xiao Ning, who had heard so many applause for himself for the first time since his debut, did not have stage fright. He took a deep breath and raised the microphone again. Thank you all. As the applause from the audience grew louder, the stage control personnel quickly gestured towards the direction of the audience. After finally reducing everyone's voices, the program progressed to the most important elimination stage. The four judges unanimously pressed the pass button in front of them. While one judge congratulated Xiao Ning on his full vote promotion, he also raised a question. Xiao Ning, could you please reveal where your creative inspiration for this song comes from? Creative inspiration. I won't be there. Although Xiao Ning really wanted to tell Lu Weiwei before that it was her own dream. But after all, this is on the show. Not only the judges and audience in the audience are watching, but also the people in front of the TV are watching. After a few seconds of silence, he slowly spoke up and replied, I don't know how to answer the judge's question because inspiration is too broad, but... The scene was very quiet, and everyone was waiting for Xiao Ning's next sentence. I think the creative purpose of this song should be very clear, which is to make the melody and lyrics hit as many people as possible. In life, the lone warriors who silently contribute and strive alone are the majority. Because I wanted to write such a majority, that's why this song was born. After the judges applauded first, the audience applauded again, and then Xiao Ning stepped down from the stage under the guidance of the staff. At the same time, Hummingbird Entertainment, Music Division. Because several artists from the company are going to participate in the program Strength Creation today, there are still some employees working overtime at the company. After all, it's only a 50-30 stage, and apart from Xiao Ning, there's no suspense about the other artists in the company advancing. So in fact, no one really cared about this at all at the beginning, and they were all openly fishing for overtime pay. But after Xiao Ning took office, everyone was stunned. After he finished singing one song, the quiet office area had become as noisy as the vegetable market. If this song goes to the finals, I'm afraid it can unquestionably win first place, right? Sleeping Trough. Xiao Ning is so amazing. How could he hide such a hand? I've known him for a year now, but I really didn't know he had the ability. Did he really write this song? Who wrote it instead of him? The company doesn't give Xiao Ning much resources. This kind of quality song. It can only be written by him. I feel like our music department may need to release another Tianmen. If Xiao Ning had any other work similar to this song, even if they were a bit worse. Wait until the next competition to come up with it, don't say anything about another Tianmen. I'll tell you. In 2 more rounds of competition, his fame may directly surpass Tianmen. The outside office area was noisy, while in an independent office inside, a middle-aged man was trembling his brow and looking incredulous. Sun Yi is the head of the Hummingbird Entertainment Music Division. The matter of the company unilaterally terminating the contract with Xiao Ning was raised by him at the meeting a while ago. Today, due to Xiao Ning's video recording of pulling on the exterior wall, he immediately called Lu Weiwei. Previously, the leader who Lu Weiwei was clamoring to terminate her contract with Xiao Ning was also Sun Yi. Lu Weiwei helped plead, so although the contract was not terminated in the end, Sun Yi actually had a rough idea of how long it would take to implement this matter in his heart. In his own words, there are a large number of singers who can sing. Nowadays, it is the father who writes lyrics and composes, and the talent for original music is scarce. Artists like Xiao Ning, who lack originality and have not been popular since their debut, are unlikely to stay in Hummingbird Entertainment for too long. One day early and one day late, we have to leave anyway. However, he completely did not expect that on the stage of tonight's Strength Creator, Xiao Ning would burst out with such a stunning performance that left him stunned. Xiao Ning, this kid. How could it be hidden for so long? Hidden for a full year. How did he hold back? Zhen likes to act awkward. Xiao Ning is such a kid. He likes to pretend to be a pig and eat tigers. Sure enough, we artists all have some unique quirks. Sun Yi, who was standing all the way listening to Xiao Ning singing, slowly sat down in the boss's chair after seeing Xiao Ning's exit on the screen. Then, he suddenly slammed his desk with force. We need to give Xiao Ning a raise. Apply for a bonus for Lu Weiwei. We need to immediately prepare people to release Xiao Ning's song as a single. Coincidentally, besides Tianmen's song, the company has no other songs to compete for the new song chart this month. Not to mention being in the top 3, but it shouldn't be a problem for this solo hero to be in the top 10. After squinting his eyes, Sun Yi took a deep breath and said, also. We need to have Lu Weiwei and Xiao Ning renew their contract immediately. Extend the 3-year contract to 5 years. No. Continue until 10 years. If it weren't for the Dragon Kingdom's legal limit of up to 10 years, why not just give him another 20 years to lock up all his golden performance time? Since he can create a solo hero, I don't believe he can't create any other ruthless works. We need to tie him to death with the hummingbird. After muttering these words to himself throughout, Sun Yi silently grabbed his crotch and moved his position. Tie it up. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. Brother Zhen, have you had a fever? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors.